We unboxed the entire Framework laptop, and then we had a little short video during which we put the 6 expansion units in there. Now we're going to follow the QuickGuide, which is 41 steps. The package comes with a link to it. The first step is opening the box. The whole process is supposed to take 15 to 30 minutes. The little clip-ons are step 36, 37, and 38. So it's a bit before we get there. Step number 1, open the laptop. Step number 1 is to unbox it. Step number 2 is open the laptop. Step number 3 is remove the plastic cover. Having good nails helps for this step. There we go. Put it aside. Step 4, unlock the input modules. Good luck with that. Where are the input modules? Touchpad spacer next to it. It looks like this. And this. Remove the touchpad spacer. Put it aside. Step 6, the spacer on the other side. Step 7, remove the touchpad module. That one we will need to come back to. Step 8, disconnect the mid-plate cable, which looks like it's this piece here. It feels just to pull it. I'm afraid to pull it too hard. Next is to loosen the screws. It looks like the pieces in there pretty tight, so what I'll do is I'll jump to the next one and loosen all the screws. This will take a little bit. So this might be a good time to just pause the video. So as you see, we're unscrewing the mid plate. I'm almost done. If you look here, you can see that we tried to pull the tab off. We're still not entirely sure how that's supposed to work, but all right. I think these are, they're not quite all the screws yet. Quite a lot of these. None of them really came out, so as we lift the plate, which I suspect is the next step, we'll have to be careful that we don't remove the mid plate so that we don't pull any of the little screws out. All right, I'm going to keep it carefully right side up so that the screws don't go anywhere. So that's step 10. Step 11 is to install the memory. We have 2 slots. We have 2 memory channels. So we're opening it up. at Fort Knox, but I don't blame them too much for this. Looks like the memory goes in this way. Clips in with a very satisfying clip. I'll try to do the same with the second one. Oh, it can go in only one way. One is upside down and one is right side up. There we go. Step 12, remove the blue liner from the chip. That's in there, but I don't see any blue liner in there. Let's see if something came off. Don't see any in there either. So step 13 doesn't look like it has blue liner because it on the map it is right in there. I don't see it there. Step 14, remove the secondary SSD screw, which is this one here. And that one I suspect we'll have to pull all the way out. So we'll keep that in a safe spot. Put it right there on the and then install the secondary SSD. If we have one. This is the SSD. It's supposed to fit. So let's open it, and it may have some separate instructions. You're learning with us as we go here. I think this is just warranty, so we'll go with the yeah, that appears to be just warranty. So we'll go with the memory as it is and see if it makes sense to go in a particular way. It looks like this is the way for it to go, and upside down this way, presumably with the screw going back in. Under step 17, absolutely install the secondary SSD screw. So let's see if my big fingers can handle this part of the operation. Nope, because it's the so while it's a secondary screw, I think because we have a larger disc, the one to remove is the first one. like I said, we're learning with you here. It is nice that it can fit in only one way. The smaller your fingers, the easier this step is. All right, so we didn't have a secondary SSD. That's step 18. Now it asks us to remove the primary SSD. So we put in the primary SSD. I don't believe I have a secondary. But the one that it came with is quite sizable. So remove the mid-plate liner. That also doesn't appear to be in place. I think they have they've taken some of the things ahead of us, or maybe this is a slightly larger. So then they say to replace the, because I don't see a liner here anyway, and they say to replace the mid plate. This is when I'm hoping that all the little screws will go in without difficulty. I'll do the first screw and then we'll pause the video so that you don't have to watch the entire thing.
Maybe show where all the screws are.
So all the screws are right, and they're listed in red circles on the quick start guide. So we'll pause it here for a bit so that you don't have to watch all these little screws going in. So that was step 22, to place the mid plate. Step 23, tighten the mid plate screws. Then connect the mid plate cable. So that is this one. So while we should have just pulled it out with this, we actually pulled it a bit too hard. But it is now connected underneath. That's step 24. Step 25, install the input modules. So that's the keyboard. Keyboard first. I think it so it connects there. I think it just numeric pad, which is right behind here. Might as well put it in right away. It's held in place by magnets. Then the trackpad. And I believe the spacers again. So let's have a look ahead, see if we're not getting ahead of ourselves. There's step 26, the spacers. Go in, and once everything is in. And step 27, I'm sure. And step 27 is the second. Oh, step 28 is the keyboard. Bottom row information. And the touchpad spacers. So you can actually, I think spacers can go in either side, so I will do that yet. Because the touchpad I would want to be underneath the space bar. And the spacer underneath here. And the touchpad spacers either on both sides, and the touchpad module, and then once you're done, you lock it back in place, and that is step 33 to lock the input modules. Step 34, install the bezel. I've been looking forward to this because this is a very cool looking outfit. It clips in place with a magnet and it just works. That's awesome. Reposition the laptop. So this is the steps that I mentioned for the expansion cards. So these we've all done. Lock them in place. Step 38. Step 39 is to assemble the framework power adapter, which is this gadget. I'm excited with the size of this. It's quite a 180 watt power adapter. And assembling it is a fairly straightforward process. And then the next step is to plug in the laptop. And then step 41 is to install the OS. So let's see if we can plug it in and have it work. We need to plug a little bit closer by. All right, plug in the laptop, which can be any one of the expansion slots. And voila. The next step is to install the operating system. But after you press the power button lights up, but I don't know what happens next. Here it is, and we have a message that says the input module connector board is not detected. So we need to go back to the drawing board, but we'll stop the video here. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll come back with a second video once we figure this out. Thanks very much.